Alright, folks, we're going to talk about N9ne and his 2011 album, All 6's and 7's. So, with this release, came out, and this was one of the albums that N9ne started to get lifted a little bit higher up than he was. Really, the 2010s N9ne, he's kind of a topic, more of a household name than he was probably 6, 7 years ago. And some of the features on here like Lil Wayne, Yellow Wolf, Busta Rhymes, B.O.B. Trying to think of who else. This Snoop Dogg. There's just various other cats that were around, and so this is pretty explosive. I like this. Now, really, the thing about it is N9ne embracing getting to the point of, like, you would say a Snoop Dogg album like Ego Trippin' or Eminem's Relapse, getting to the point where he's becoming mainstream rap. This is very different just because N9ne's approach to music, usually, I mean, he's a character, and so it's fun watching this sort of thing happen. So really, if I were to introduce someone to a N9ne album, this would be one of the ones, because obviously, depending upon whether or not you need the big name guest to find someone new, this is a choice one. It's also, his 2013 Something Else and special effects really did this well, but there's really no excuse to not listen to N9ne at this point. He collaborates with those sorts of people, and really he does a lot better job than he gets credit for. This is definitely something I think I've given way too many of his albums 10 out of 10s on this channel. And when I listen to some of mainstream rap today and I'm not doing that, that should speak volume. So understand that he's definitely a capital person, but we will go into this album and say, this is a large album. I didn't know it was 24 songs, but it is. There's 18 songs and 6 skits. So, can you smoke to this? I think the answer is yes, you can. Strangeland, Delusional, Love Me Tomorrow, Worldwide Choppers, Am I a Psycho? Good stuff. Just go nuts, really. Most of the album is excellent, but I will say that the production, there's not really a ton of things that are going to hit you right off the bat. So when I said this is a good album to start with, if you are brought up on mainstream rap, if you're listening to Drake and Kendrick and, other traces of some of these cats, it may not win you over almost immediately. You have to have a wide ear for production to appreciate this album. So that's something to kind of know. That leads me to talk about the production. Yeah, so I liked Pornographic. That's one of my favorite beats on here. Delusional is another one. These songs, they have a soundscape that really works well, and it makes you wonder the picture that N9ne is trying to paint, just because you can't see these songs. Like some of them, what he thinks about going to a club. Like I felt like Pornographic was a club song. Hearing this sort of thing is a lot different than just a regular dance song that, you learn some move off the internet and you go out and do it. This is, this has, it's obvious that this sort of club music needs a lot more airplay. And I felt like Fuck Food, this one kind of had some of that horrorcore in it. Lil Wayne, it's really kind of shaky, wondering how he fits on these types of songs. I've said in the past that Lil Wayne would be a natural fit, but Southern rap, embracing this sort of thing is kind of like bringing two things together. So maybe you'll like that this is dated because it's 5 years ago, but still, it's something for you to wonder about. Boogeyman was another one, and most of these ideas, Tech9 is just a melting pot for very things. He's a musician. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. I mean, it's you're not going to hear a lot of these songs unless you look for them, but you just have to realize that. And Worldwide Choppers is a one that you can just pick up and listen to. They spit fast on there. It's good stuff. So the unheard songs, which are songs that you may not have heard but need to take a listen to. So there, out of 18 songs, I liked 14, which I like those odds a lot. And really, the only 4 songs I didn't like were "He's a Mental Giant," "I Love Music," "Overtime," and then there was one other song. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was "So Lonely." So those were the 4 songs, but because there were so many, I'm going to pick out the songs that I like best, which is something I only do if it gets like a 10 or a 9 out of 10. So Delusional, Pornographic, The Boogeyman, Strange Land, and Worldwide Choppers were my favorites out of this lot. There's just so many good songs on here, you're just going to have to pick it up. And the main thing is it's not a commercial rap album, but it still has the firepower. So that's the thing, is it's kind of a cousin. I guess that's the word for it. It's a cousin to some of these front runners, and that's a good thing because rap needs these sorts of looks, because you think you have it pegged and then you realize you don't. So that's why this album wins. So this album's getting a 10, and the future Tech9 is coming out with some stuff this year. I think Ritz, Kriz Calico, they are also. So get ready for them. I'm excited for it. The social score, I will give it an 8.5, just because the learning curve is somewhat steep. So you may not second listen, you may not be in love with this record. But just give it a shot. Stay patient. You'll like it. Social score means how well it plays around a group or other people that you are around. So can it be topped? I think the answer is no. This is yet another Tech9 masterpiece. Subscribe for more fun. I give this album a 10 and an 8.5 social.